In today's Your Money Matters, we're putting social media like Facebook and Twitter to work for you. The author of the upcoming book, The Entrepreneur Equation, is here with tips on how to effectively use social media tools. Carol Roth, great to have you back.
Good morning, Steve.
I have an idea that if this were a year ago, I'd probably have to say, hey, so what is social media? But hey, we already know that, right?
That's right. It's moving into the mainstream.
Yeah. This is really about using, let's say, Facebook, Twitter, to bring customers to your business. And it's really, it's not about sales. That comes later. It's about building some trust, some relationship.
It's about relationships,
right?
100%.
Yeah. So where do you begin?
All right, so the first thing you have to do is you have to make sure you're communicating what's in it for me for the customers, because what do customers care about? They care about themselves and what kind of benefits they're getting.
You even have a buzzword for that, WIIFM.
What's in it for me, right.
Right.
So if you're a doctor's office, instead of saying, come follow me on Twitter, tell them why. Follow me on Twitter because I'm going to give you tips to lower your cholesterol, or visit me on Facebook and you'll get wellness tips or wellness report. Make it about their benefit.
Yeah, a dentist who might be able to answer a question about a problem with a tooth or something
Absolutely.
like that, right? They can answer questions and do all sorts of things to build a relationship.
Yes.
And that's before the sale is made.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that you're building up that trust.
Well, you know, there's a trust barrier online, though, isn't there?
100%, because if you're not face-to-face,
Who is this person?
then you don't know who it is. So you want to make sure that you're building the relationship, give them important tools, start the dialogue, do things to help them out first, and then ask for the sale.
So you have to focus on where your target customer is.
You do. This may seem so obvious, but a lot of people go on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, and they're not even sure if their customer is there. So you want to go to where they're having dialogues and conversations about you and your competitors. One really great tip for this, Steve, is Google has something free called Google Alerts. Go to google.com/alerts, and you can type in your company's name, you can type in a competitor's name, something relevant to your industry, and then every day Google will send you emails that say these are where the conversations are happening about you. And then you can find out where those conversations are happening and go there. It's really easy.
I've used Google Alert for years.
Yeah.
And for instance, if you post, this interview will be online at WGN.TV.com/midday.
Yes.
If you post it, you have a link to it. It'll show up on my website, and I'll get an email.
It's so great. You know? It's so great, and it's free. That's the best part about it.
It's good to know what people are saying about you.
You have to know what people are saying about you, good or bad.
Consistency is important. What do we mean by that?
You know, it's really important to do a few things well instead of trying to do everything. So you really want to make sure you pick a couple of things and go deep instead of trying to be everywhere when you're in social media.
Yeah, so like give me one example of what might work.
So let's say you're trying to decide between Twitter, LinkedIn, your blog, email strategies, Flickr. Decide again where your customers are from those alerts, and then spend your time there. Maybe every day post a blog post. Twitter, make sure you're posting updates a couple times a day so that you're having those dialogues over and over again more consistently instead of doing it one day on Twitter, one day on Facebook, one day on LinkedIn.
And Carol, I got to believe the goal, though, is to get this relationship away from a social media site to a one-on-one, at least an email relationship, or get them to your website, something like that, right?
You do. You don't want to have somebody in between you and your customer. It's okay to start, but eventually you want to take them back to your place, if you know what I mean, because it's okay to have a chaperone on the first date, but you don't want to have a chaperone on every day. You want to date your customer one-on-one. So make sure you offer an incentive or some kind of hook to get them back to your website. Ask for their email with their permission and start those dialogues one-on-one.
Great advice. And you know, the best thing about social media, it's free. So.
It is.
Carol Roth, thank you so much for joining us. Carol's new book is The Entrepreneur Equation. It should be in stores this coming March. You can find more information about the book at her website. It's carolroth.com. If you want a link to that one, check out our website, WGNTV.com/midday. Coming up in today's Midday Entertainment.